These tingle forests in the Karri Jarrah, Marri, Chewett, Wandoo forests that grow down here grow nowhere else on earth. And over the last couple of hundred years they've been radically depleted by clearing and logging and burning. And I feel a sense of duty to stand in defence of the forests.
Nanas for Native Forest Group has conducted what they're calling a citizens' inspection inside the yards of Sincoa operations just north of Bunbury. 30 nanas went inside the yards to gather photos and video of Jarrah being used as charcoal at Sincoa's silicon manufacturing process.
Our forests are this very moment today, every day of the week, being logged, being pushed down. A lot of people drive down south and they think, oh, how nice, all those forests. They don't realise what's going on behind the scenes.
Stop the chop! 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 Jarrah Forest, not charcoal! Jarrah Forest, not charcoal!
The heart of timber country in Manjimup, of all places, we were having a 1,000-person event for the forest.
Forests, especially old forests,
are the best hope we have
of drawing carbon out of the atmosphere
and preventing a climate catastrophe.
We have to get the carbon out of the atmosphere.
Forests are the best technology on earth for doing that.
I've just seen Jane Cammon's film, Cry for the Forest, and it's very, very powerful about how this is a useless activity of logging old growth forests in Western Australia. It reminds me of the tobacco campaign, and here we've done COVID so well. This is going to be something we have to do as well, because it's as important as either of those things for the health and well-being of our population. So we've done it with smoking, we've done it with COVID, we've just got to do this for this useless activity which is so damaging to our biodiversity, our agriculture, our future of our children and our grandchildren. This couldn't be a more important issue now that we've solved these others.
Here I am in the beautiful Barton Forest, just outside of Kalamunda, 20 kilometres from Perth, in an area that is due to be chopped down for firewood. And this area is actually in a catchment zone. The area itself is the size of Kings Park, has many ancient trees in it and endangered species. But we can't let this happen.
Hi, my name's Janelle. I live about 8 kilometres northeast of here. I've lived here for about 20 years. I had no idea that the bush out here was under threat from the risk of native logging by the Forest Products Commission. I was deeply upset when I came out here and I saw the devastation which has occurred. The logging hasn't even started. This is just to build the actual roads in for logging. The only way we knew was by locals talking amongst each other and letting each other know and bringing people out here. I think we are beyond the days where we can come into native forest and we can build these roads, cause this level of destruction for the sake of firewood, for the sake of maybe some of it being used for hardwood production, when we have the options of plantations, and it's time for us to transition because we as a community deserve better.
Hi, I'm Kelton Pell and I'm here at the rally today to save our forests. I did the voiceover for Cry of the Forest, a West Australian story. It's an important important message that everyone needs to see, especially here in Western Australia.
So here we are at this culmination of our campaign for the forest in the lead up to the state election 2021. We're here today to hand deliver, we've counted them, 29,000 messages from West Australians that have been written to the Premier calling for the full protection of the Southwest precious forest. That's a phenomenal effort. It represents thousands of conversations had online and on the streets, at film screenings, on the phones, at rallies and stalls, and a profound dedication not only of our extraordinary team, who have worked tirelessly and passionately, but also the wider West Australian community.
Hey brother, if I had some more I would have carried them myself.
Yeah, surprisingly, old trees can hold and put on more carbon than the younger trees. Now, the younger trees look like they're growing really fast, like they grow from this to 10 metres tall and from this to this wide. But there's a thing called the squared cube relationship. And a tree this big, if it grows from that to that, it can put on more carbon than a tree growing from that to that. There is an old saying that all you need for evil to triumph is that good people do nothing.
Hello, I'm Nelson. I'm up in this ancient carry tree to stop it being cut down. They've already cleared the wetlands down the end of the road to make way for Graham Robertson's lime pit. This is going to be a truck haulage route, and residents that live along here haven't been listened to, and we're absolutely determined to make sure that no more trees along this remaining stretch of road get cut down. We're going to be here for as long as it takes.
Conserving the Southwest Forests is altogether the easiest, cheapest and most effective way we can mitigate the harmful effects of climate change. But what we need is your engagement with the issue. Engagement beyond protests. Engagement beyond liking and sharing things on social media. If you want to do something tangible, if you want to do something real to solve the climate crisis, start in your own backyard.
Hi, we're from the documentary Cry of the Forest, and we're really excited to present this film at the International Revelation Film Festival. And yeah, really excited to see us there.
What do you like about trees?
I love them that they green like people. We like to climb on them because they produce oxygen that they give you air. Have you when it's rain?
Government is listening, let your voice count. It's now or never. We can protect our forests forever.
We have been inundated with emails and phone calls about the WA Government's Forest Survey. It's very exciting. It's the first time that the government has asked the entire world if we would like to see an end to logging and clearing of the Southwest Forests, and we absolutely do want to see a complete end to that. Many of you want to get the survey just right, so we've created a guide.
Shockingly, deforestation is one of the highest sources of emissions, not just in Australia, but globally. Australia is a front for deforestation, and I think it's imperative in a global climate emergency that we protect all of our old-growth native forests, especially down here in the southwest.
We still need to hit the streets, we still need to rise up as a people to protect our future. Part of that can be things like this, filling out the survey that's been issued, asking communities' opinions on future native timber industry. There shouldn't be one. You know it, I know it, everyone knows it except for the people making a buck. It's got to stop. Let's stop it.
The McGowan government has moved to ban native forest logging in WA by the end of 2023. The announcement has been praised by conservationists.
The changes in the government's yet-to-be-released forest management plan will protect an extra 400,000 hectares of forest, the equivalent to 1,000 Kings Parks. The only logging allowed for forest management and approved mining operations. To soften the blow on the timber industry, the government will pour $350 million to transition to more sustainable softwood plantations, preparing to plant 33,000 hectares or 50 million pine trees across the southwest. The government says southwest native forests store the equivalent of 600 million tonnes of carbon dioxide. That's 116 years worth of emissions for every car in WA.
It's impossible to interpret how many animals, how many plants are now safe to continue to live in those forests. So thanks so much for coming. I want to just start by acknowledging that we're standing on Whadjuk Noongar country and pay my respects to elders past and present and acknowledge that this always was and always will be Aboriginal land. My name's Jess Beckling. I'm the campaign director for WA Forest Alliance, and I just want to actually start by reading a statement and then I'm happy to answer some questions. Premier McGowan has just announced that native forest logging is going to end in the southwest of Western Australia by the end of 2023. This is huge. This is an historic moment, and we applaud the Premier and Ministers Sanderson and Kelly for their leadership and thank them for this major and long-awaited breakthrough.
A forestry academic who spent years analysing the industry says the state government is right to ban native logging because it's losing money. Professor David Lindenmayer says we should follow the New Zealand example and move our entire industry over to plantations.
An historic move which has the owner of the Pemberton Honey Company buzzing.
This is a very significant moment for hundreds of beekeeping businesses, but also the impact will roll on to the horticulture and agricultural industries who are reliant on bees for pollination.
Mikey Chinotta produces and packs honeys from southwest forests, including Jarrah and Karri, forests which are set to be protected from logging from 2024 in the state government's upcoming forest management plan.
My wife Lisa and I own Wild at Heart Cafe in Pemberton. We have a small truffle orchard and eco accommodation just on the outskirts of town. We were drawn here 7 years ago because of the natural beauty of the forests. In the last 7 years we've really seen the town change a lot. Timber mills closed, however there's been lots of opportunity in town, there's been lots and lots more investment in the town itself. More people are moving here, younger generations like myself are just wanting that tree change and really embracing the natural beauty of the Karri forests. From what we're experiencing in the cafe, we're meeting lots and lots of people that are very, very happy that the government is making the plan to end native forestry in 2024. It's fantastic. It's going to open up a lot more industry and a lot more people to diversify their roles in this small town.
There's a push internationally and at a federal Australian level to increase the amount of wood that's used to generate energy, but we know that in fact biomass produces more emissions per unit of energy generated than coal and gas do. So it's not a climate friendly or carbon neutral solution at all. And what we need to be doing is shifting our thinking. It's not just about renewable energies, it's not just about fossil fuels, we need to be stopping burning carbon-based fuels.
Hi, I'm Paddy Cullen. I'm a community organiser with the WA Forest Alliance. I'm here today in solidarity with all the Tasmanian campaigners who are here to save the most amazing rainforest in the world, the Tarkine rainforest, one of the last places where you can find Tasmanian devils, wedge-tailed eagles, many other rare species, over 60 threatened species living. These rainforests take many thousands of years to come to fruition. It will never be the same if we let it go. In the time of climate change, in the time of extinction, we need the rainforest. They can get their tin from another source. So we're here today to tell them, don't mind the Tarkine.
Hi everyone,
We're at the PS Art Space, Pakenham Street in Fremantle, and it's been a hive of activity here. We've been setting up the Memories of a Movement Defending Southwest Forests exhibition. It's made up of archives from several people, and there have been volunteers who have been sifting through archives and picking out newspaper clippings, photos, cartoons, banners, stickers, badges, and we've put it into a story that travels nearly 40 years, and it's currently being hung by a bunch of volunteers.
That broke the banks of the dam and brings back recognition among our current decision makers that the intrinsic values of the forests, of the natural environment, are worth more than the colonial extractive values. And this is the seed that we must